Good evening. Thanks for watching tonight. 3 men in Nanaimo are alive tonight. They survived a boating accident, and they did so thanks to the quick action of strangers. The men were canoeing on Divers Lake in Nanaimo at about this time last night when their boat capsized. One of the men was beginning to slip beneath the surface of the water as he tried to swim to shore in the ice cold. That's when 4 brave bystanders sprang into action. A News Mid-Island Bureau Chief Jonathan Bartlett has more on the story. He joins us now in our Nanaimo newsroom. Jonathan.
Hudson, we first told you about this story on A News at 11 last night. A capsized canoe, 3 men pitched into the freezing cold water. By the time rescue crews arrived, the men were back on the shore. What we didn't tell you last night was that the men owe their lives to complete strangers who were in the right place at the right time. Obviously relieved to be on dry land, 3 young men are helped onto the dock at Divers Lake by paramedics and fire rescue crews. 2 of the men are sent to hospital with mild hypothermia. The canoe the men were in spins in the cold water, the motor still running.
When our crews arrived, there were 3 people that were out of the canoe. The canoe was capsized, and the 3 people were making their way towards shore.
But that only tells part of the story. It leaves out the dramatic rescue of the men by complete strangers.
I couldn't watch anybody drown, and, first instinct was do my best to try and save someone.
20-year-old Sarah Young, Melissa Warner, and their friend Jillian, 18, were just getting ready to leave when they saw a fisherman running towards them.
He'd been fishing on the lake, but his cell phone was dead. His name was Keen. He told us that a boat had capsized.
Capsized with 2 men clinging to the flipped canoe and 1 man trying to swim ashore. The 3 sprang into action, calling 911, collecting some blankets, and running to the dock.
By the time that we got to the dock, Keen was back there with his belly boat that he had been fishing in, and he had that in the water, and he was starting to push off to go get the guys. The one gentleman, his head was bobbing under, and he was going underwater.
Without hesitation, Sarah dove in the water and swam the 15 meters towards the first man.
I think I thought maybe this is cold, which made it harder to swim, but it was just keep going, and my only thought was just get to him, keep him afloat, and then just swim back.
Sarah was able to bring the man to the inflatable fishing raft and pull them both to the dock.
The one guy that I pulled out, he was definitely, you could tell he was very shaken up, but very grateful that, he was still alive.
By the time rescue crews arrived, all 3 men had been rescued by Sarah and the fisherman.
Obviously, the men were saved from a potentially disastrous situation because of these rescuers.
The obvious message, despite the nice weather, the water is extremely cold and extremely dangerous.
If you're not wearing a flotation device and you enter icy cold water, you will be at risk of drowning very quickly.
The 3 men have been issued violation tickets for not wearing life jackets. Police also say alcohol played a role. As for Sarah Young, who risked her own life to save a stranger, she says she didn't have time to think about being a hero.
My only thought before I jumped in was how far is it? Can I get to him and get back? That was it.
Now, the other hero in this story we weren't able to get a hold of today is Keen Anderson, the man with the inflatable fishing tube. Not a boat that you can move very fast, but Keen was able to get all 3 men to shore with it, and with help, of course, by the courageous actions of Sarah Young. I spoke to the RCMP this afternoon, and they say that these rescuers will almost certainly be up for some kind of Citizens Life Savings Award. Hudson?
And well-deserved, Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you.